make it play. What is up, you fantasy fuckers? This is the Fantasy Experts Podcast, and I'm going in on your asses this week.
Watch out.
Because I'm excited because we got a W, Raider Nation, last second W. We held on for that win, so I'm juiced. I'm ready to talk about football, man.
That's right.
I'm your host, as you know, Victor Freeze, the Frozen one, whatever you want to call me, like Mariano says. And this is, speaking of Mariano.
Yeah, I'm just Mariano this week.
Oh, he's keeping it cool this week. He's playing it cool this week.
Keeping it cordial.
Exactly. He's keeping it professional, you know.
Yeah.
We got two topics this week. We got stardom, sit 'em, you know, like we usually do every week, and hit 'em with the next segment, Mariano.
Stardom's the first segment. Sit-ems.
Okay. Whatever, bro.
Segment.
You're not getting your contract renewed.
The third segment is trade targets. So essentially, who can we target? Who maybe had a down week, down season that fantasy owners are willing to part ways with? And we got a few good ones for you.
And this is directly from you guys because you guys asked for this. So we are giving back to the fantasy community here.
That's right.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So let's kick it off, man. Start it by starting.
Start it by starting. My first stardom is Tom Brady. And the real reason why is because history shows that, he had a horrible game in week 1, but really history shows that he does not have bad games back to back, right? Mm-hmm. So I expect an angry Tom Brady is never who you want to see the following week after he just got his nuts kicked in. So, yeah, I'm starting Tom Brady this week if you got him.
Who do the Bucks have this week?
You heard? The Bucks got the Panthers.
It's not an intimidating defense, so
right.
Should be good for him.
Yeah, but
let's see, Tampa Bay Tom.
Tampa Bay.
Going on to my first stardom, I have Brandon Cooks over there on the Texans. Even though Mariano says don't start any other Texans besides Deshaun Watson, I am saying start Brandon Cooks because he put up 370 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in his last 4 games.
Ooh.
So that's almost 100 yards and a touchdown each game. So he's going up against Cleveland, who gives up the sixth. Damn, I'm talking like Mike Tyson over here. The 6th most fantasy points to wide receivers. So it's looking like a good matchup. It's looking like he could continue his success. So I'm going Brandon Cooks this week, y'all.
Okay, that's exquisite.
Delightful. Chef kiss on the beach.
Bonjour, motherfucker. Yeah, for my next stardom, I got Kareem Hunt. It's kind of like a given. I mean, I guess if you got Kareem Hunt, you're rocking him week in, week out. But I did do a little research on Chubb, and Chubb may be back this week. But whether Chubb is back or not, I'm starting Kareem Hunt. He has 10 touchdowns this season. So, again, Cleveland, they get the run game established. I'm starting Kareem Hunt, no doubt.
Would you recommend as a flex start, or would you put him in that RB2, RB1 position?
I'd be okay with rocking him at an RB2. And of course flex if I think he's good for RB2 in my book, then he's definitely good for a flex as well.
For sure. That's a good one. Yeah, he's always solid
even if Chubb is playing. I mean, and maybe it's a little touchdown dependent, but they're coming off a bye week, so I'm assuming that he's fresh. And 10 touchdowns, man. I mean, that's huge.
And like him in the end zone. Going on to my next one, I have Cooper Kupp. Who's going to continue the momentum he took into the bye week with them.
I hope so.
He played Miami. He had something like 16.5 points, I think, in our half PPR league. If you want to double check that for me.
Yes, sir.
16.5, right?
Yo, is this right? Against Miami, he had 20 targets?
Yep.
In one game?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's huge. What really troubles me, though, is that Robert Woods, man. He's kind of stepped up a lot. He's
Yeah.
taken a lot more touches from what Cooper Kupp used to be getting prior to all of his injuries.
Yeah, but Robert Woods has always been a productive receiver, and he's always been there.
He has.
Yeah. And they're going up against Seattle this week, which is another plus. So, we know Seattle gives up the most fantasy points to wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's continue rocking with Cooper Kupp.
Okay, then. Run it.
That's right.
That's right. Now, the next one for me is Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, that's the dog right there.
Yeah, that's the dog. I mean, last week he only had, 2 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown, but it's production.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games. He just had 1 quiet game, which I was fortunate enough to not start him, and it was that Cleveland game,
Mm-hmm.
But moving forward,
Wait, side note, do you remember that pass that he threw to Ruggs, and it went super left, the wind was
like
crazy.
Curveball.
Yeah,
man.
it just. I was like, damn.
Right. Time in.
Yeah.
It really seems like Derek Carr has the most rapport with Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, I don't know. He had a perfect passer rating throwing to him. Does he still have that perfect passer rating?
I
I'm not
don't
sure.
know. Yeah, I'm
But,
not gonna take the trouble to even look that up.
Yeah, he's more of the deep option than Ruggs is at this
Ruggs,
point.
yeah.
And,
He's still a rookie, man.
yeah.
And I'm off the Ruggs train. By the way.
But yeah, Aguilar is a decent flex week in, week out, I'd say.
Yeah.
Especially with the schedule that we have coming up,
Yeah, but
Going on to my next one, I'm going with my dog, my sleeper, Chase Claypool. He's going up against the Bengals, who I have no idea who they have on defense that will terrify me, to stop this big Mapletron man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also been targeted 22 times in the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
Big Ben likes targeting this man. Big red zone target, big deep threat target. I'm rocking with Chase Claypool.
if Big Ben is cleared from COVID protocol,
That is
which
true.
you may want to keep an eye on. If he's not playing, I am not starting Claypool. I don't know about
Mason
you.
Rudolph, yeah, no.
No thanks.
Negative.
I think
Yeah, just keep an eye on that, because we're not keeping an eye on it for you fuckers. I help y'all a lot, but sometimes you're spreading it too thin.
I like it a lot. My next one is Jerry Jeudy. 24 targets in the last 2 games. Raiders defense, as I touched on last week, they give up a lot of yards through the air. Raiders made enough plays to win the game last week, but again, Justin Herbert tore it up. Keenan Allen got off. Keenan Allen and Jerry Jeudy are kind of the same route running, quickness type players. So I do expect a lot of problems from Jerry Jeudy this week, no doubt.
I hope not, but numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Going on to my next item, I have the Saints defense. They're going up against the 49er team, who was down their quarterback and down their leading receiver in George Kittle. And we just saw what they did to that Tampa Bay team that had their full receiving core. And a veteran in Tom Brady, and we know who Tom Brady is, of course. And they clamped them motherfuckers. So, I'm expecting the Saints defense to continue that success against the down and out 49ers team.
A wounded 49ers team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with that. My next one, I'm going to keep it with the Broncos. I'm going to start Drew Lock if you got him. I kind of touched on it before. I am off of the Lamar Jackson train. You can just get so much more production if you were to stream your quarterback. And this is a prime example with Drew Lock. I can almost guarantee he's probably on the waivers in your league. Again, the Raiders give up a ton of points to QBs.
Mm-hmm.
So, Drew Lock, start that man.
And going on to my last stardom, I have Duke Johnson. This is a running back that I feel has always had the running back one capability, but the teams just failed to see it. So if David Johnson is out this week, I expect a revenge game against his old team Cleveland that didn't want to trade him, right? They were trying to hold him on the team and have him not do shit. So especially so keep an eye on that. If David Johnson's out, then start Duke Johnson. A revenge game against the Browns.
Okay. All right. Are we on to segment number 2, Vic?
We're on segment number 2. We're in the sit-em column, Mariano.
We're on the sit-em segment. Anyways, for the first one, this may come to a surprise, but I think that Justin Herbert, he's gonna face a Miami team defense that has been playing stellar the past 2 weeks against the Rams and the Cardinals. So really, that's the main gist of it. I know that Justin Herbert has had a hot hand, but I just see that Miami defense, they're getting after it right now, and I expect them to keep going. So
it's like a renaissance over there. They're playing
good football, man.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
But it looks like all those free agency and trade pickups that they did for the defensive side of the ball is actually working over there.
They're panning out for the moment. I mean, they're in the hunt.
Yeah, I don't know.
To be in the playoffs this year. So
that's wild.
That's Tua.
They heard our podcast and it fired them up.
Exactly.
The fantasy experts, they call us the weakest team. Haha, we'll show you.
I like it.
They handed the torch to the Jets now.
Yeah, exactly. The Jets have taken over.
Going on to my next sit-em, it is Mark Andrews going up against the Patriots this week, and it's simple. He hasn't scored over 10 fantasy points since week 5, I believe.
Terrible.
And then also,
Terrible.
Patriots allowed the fewest points to the tight end position.
We talked about that last week.
Those two combinations, it's a no-go for me, man.
Okay, then. For my next sit-em, I'm sitting all the Rams running backs. All of them. They're playing Seattle. That's for one. Henderson's banged up, and then Akers and Brown, they're going to split playing time against Seattle, which they give up like 50-something yards a game on the ground. It's just not a good week for the Rams. So if they're going to do anything, it's going to be through the air. Jared Goff and company.
Going on to my next one, I have Ryan Tannehill with the Tennessee Titans. He's going up against good defense this week, ranked 32 actually, and giving up points to the fantasy quarterback. So, and we saw last week, it's evident that he struggles against good defenses. So let's sit him against the defense that gives up the most that doesn't give up. They give up the least amount of points to the fantasy quarterback. So, yeah.
For sure. My next one is a pair, CMC and Mike Davis.
Ooh, that's a little sizzle right there.
That's a hot take. Carolina's playing Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was embarrassed this last week. CMC's got a shoulder problem. I don't know if you see, he got banged up when he was going to the ground. And really, I just think that Tampa is going to come out and play good football this week. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
All right. We're never wrong here. No, we are wrong. We take accountability.
We are wrong.
We are. Can't get it right all the time, you guys.
Not all the time. I mean, I called, who was it? Someone.
CeeDee
Lamb or Hardman.
Yeah.
And,
that's a good call, though. They were on the fourth quarterback against the Steelers. I make the same call, too.
Yeah, exactly. Some things you just can't predict, but again, with the NFL, it's any given Sunday, so.
That's true. I like that the Cowboys almost, I was like,
you almost won.
What is going on here?
Yeah, but they lost.
Yeah.
So.
Going on to my next one, I have the Chargers running back group. Kalen Ballage is not the answer. He was on the practice squad for a reason. Kelly looked great in the first couple starts for Eckler, and then the fumbles just fizzled him out. So that's a no-go. Jackson is just injury prone. He fucking fucked me because apparently he got injured like in the first drive or something, and I started him.
Right.
And he fucked me. Ballage did good because, as we said, our defense doesn't do well against trash running backs, but against good running backs, I don't know, we do better. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Who do they have this week, you said? The Chargers? I forgot.
Chargers have Dolphins.
Yeah. So and then Miami's playing good football, like Mariano said.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just not doing it. We're back. I told you guys to start a Chargers running back, and it shot me in the foot last week. So we're back to sending them bitch asses.
Yeah,
So.
it is. Ryan Tannehill. Colts are only allowing 20 points a game. And Ryan Tannehill, he hasn't been throwing for much yards, which means if he's going to score points, it's going to be on touchdown plays. Again, I have A.J. Brown, so I'm hoping that it's not. And A.J. Brown's a dog, so he's going to get his points. But Ryan Tannehill, I know a lot of people were high on him because he had that 1 or 2 really good games.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a premier quarterback. He's not like a Josh Allen this year. He's a streaky quarterback, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at.
Moving on to my next sit-on. It's a team I'm really tired of their bullshit. It's the Baltimore Ravens. We have Hollywood Brown.
Man,
I'm
done with him.
tired of the Ravens shit, man. They literally have no fantasy value at either position, tight end, running back, wide receiver. It's like
They're not who they used to be.
no, they're not the dynamic team they were, and I think they're just wasting the potential of these great players. But I don't know what they're doing. Even the running back by committee shit, like get Mark Ingram's old ass out of there and let your one of your young running backs that you got go to work. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Baltimore, it's like I don't like any of their starters. So,
Yeah.
But Hollywood Brown is the man I'm talking about right now.
Right. I mean, they did play the Colts last week.
Yeah.
Colts are solid. Yeah, I'm off the Lamar Jackson train. I've said that again. So, there it is.
First goals. All right, what you got for your last one, man?
All Niner running backs. All of them. McKinnon, Hasty.
Is Coleman back or no?
I don't know.
Such a rotating.
Such a rotating thing. The
Yeah.
Saints are playing. They played really well against Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But Saints have given up the 5th fewest points to running backs this season. So they're playing good football on that side. So no Niner running backs this week. And honestly, I'd probably stay away from all Niners. Unless you're feeling real desperate, maybe start Richie James. 'Cause he got off last week. He went crazy.
Yeah,
But still, I seen, what's his name? Debo. Debo may play this week,
Mhm.
which could take some targets away from
those
Richie
like
James. So, again, that's a desperate move.
Looks
If you're
like-
really thin at receiver, pick up Richie James.
It's like I think it was like a 4% start in all leagues, league wide. Like
Yeah.
was Richie James started, so that was like a gamble that you took. If you took it,
There's
it paid
no
off.
way,
Going on to my next item is I have the Indy defense, and even though they're the best defense in the league right now, statistically, fantasy wise, I believe, they still have the toughest schedule ahead of them, and it starts this week with Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
We both have Tannehill as a sit-on, but they still have Derrick Henry, and we know Tannehill is still gonna be able to get some shit off in the play action game, which he's probably like the best quarterback in the league at that. So there's still gonna be touchdowns. This is a tough team. The Titans score a lot, and you're sitting this team the rest of the season. This Indy defense.
Okay.
Okay. And that concludes the
This
episode
episode.
for this week. This
Yeah.
is week 10, episode 11 of the Fantasy Extras podcast. We are some consistent motherfuckers this season. I had school last season, but I'm out that bitch now, so I got time for this shit this season.
Got
And
time today, cuz.
It's gonna just keep on getting better and better and better and better and better.
I like it.
But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting season with all the injuries and the COVID shit, and it's just a lot of shuffling, and you gotta be on your toes, man, for this season. If not, you end up at the bottom like me and Mariano are in our respective leagues. You know,
Yep.
happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Don't
But
let it bring it down though. Just like that, we're number one in another league too, though. So you know it's balanced.
I did take.
I was number one, and some shit happened. But yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry.
I took first place 2 weeks ago, and I held on to it this week. So I'm on a 3-game win streak.
There we go. But you know, it's always the yin to the yang. You can't win them all. You know.
Number 1 seed in the playoff chart right now.
Looking good. A little bye week. You got 14 or 16?
14.
14. Well, you don't get no bye week.
No bye week. No bye week, but it's okay because we're gonna keep it rolling. I got Dalvin Cook. He is so far the halfway season MVP. So thank you very much.
What did I say? I said Alvin, Josh, and Dalvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So two out of my 3 are hitting. So we make good calls here.
That's 66.6%.
Hey, that's passing, son.
I like it.
It'll get you that passing grade, son, as long as you don't need to take the class after.
That's right. Hey, D's get degrees, nigga. You better tell them.
Oh, shit. But, yeah, man, that's all we got this week. We appreciate everyone that's keeping us busy. You know, it's the Instagram stays constantly busy every week, and we appreciate that. We need you guys to get the fucking... the YouTube and the podcast busy though, just like you guys be busy on the Instagram.
Yeah, show some love, man.
Yeah, man, that's all we ask for. We give the knowledge, and we just need you guys to spread it out and soak it in. You know what I'm saying?
We just want peace and love, baby.
Exactly,
peace
man.
and love, and a little bit of weed.
But yeah, that's all we got this week, man. This is the Fantasy Extras podcast. Good luck on your matchups, and we are out of here. Yes, sir.